You're just like my favorite song going round and round my head. Like my favorite song going round and round my head. 5 days on the freeway, riding shotgun with you. Yeah. 2 hearts in the fast lane, we had big dreams in blue. Yeah. Playing sweet child of mine, and I still feel that line. Where are you now? Where are you now? Hey, it's been too long ago, my love. Where did we go wrong? Too late to turn around. Where are you now? Where are you now? Hey, it's been too long. You're just like my favorite song going round and round my head. Like my favorite song going round and round my head. You're just like my favorite song going round and round my head. Like my favorite song going round and round my head. Gotta come through. Lost in these city lights, 'cause I can't sleep tonight. Where are you now? Where are you now? Hey, it's been too long ago, my love. Where did we go wrong? Too late to turn around. Where are you now? Where are you now? Hey, it's been too long. You're just like my favorite song going round and round my head. Like my favorite song going round and round my head. You're just like my favorite song going round and round my head. Like my favorite song going round and round my head.
Take it. Sometimes I just can't take it, and it isn't alright. I'm not gonna make it, and I think my shoes untied. I'm like a broken record. I'm like a broken record, and I'm not playing right. Just cynical, I bet it kill me till you tell me on the heavenly phone. So hold tight, come on, come on.
Hello everyone, we start a press conference after the match Real Madrid Valencia basket. We start with the assessment from the coach, Mr. Asmur. Afterwards we'll have a set of questions whenever you want. Okay. My match, the first half was clearly for Real Madrid. They were better than us, they were very good on the three-pointers, sometimes because of us. And on the second half, we won the second half by 5 points. It was not enough. We fought to the end. It was a tight ending. So to congratulate Real Madrid for the match, we tried to fight all the way to the end, even giving some rebounds after some shorts or important defense that could have been closer in the match. And that's it. Next match we have on the EuroLeague will be Fenerbahce home. I will be ready for it. Any questions for Alex Mumbro? Please indicate your name and the company that you represent. We have one. Hello Alex, for Las Provincias Live. I would like to ask two questions. One about the moment and the EuroLeague. It's different. It's 4 in a row. It's the worst streak in a year. You have injuries with Alexander, and I would like an assessment on that. At this moment, Are you paying for that? And second, if Jaime Panadillas is going to play on Sunday or not, Jaime will not be playing on the long term. We don't know for how long, for sure not for Sunday. With Kyle and Jaime, we suffered on the inside positions. In the second match, we gave a high percentage on two-pointers, both on the first and the second half. We're missing a bit of intimidation with Kyle, and sometimes we're doing fine, but conceding a lot of points and some rebounds, as I've mentioned before, which is obvious that the inside players are really important. Ruby, Papi and Rivero were really well playing, but of course we're missing some power on the inside. There are 7 match days until the end of the regular league. So you're talking about the next match, you only have 2 more home matches. So you have to win no matter what, because maybe it's the last bullet to keep on adding. Well, it's not the last bullet because you have 7, but of course there are less and less. I believe for many stages of the season we played quite well, we competed quite well, even having injured players, and we were getting matches, but we know how difficult the EuroLeague is. Everyone is playing something. We've lost from these 4 matches. We've lost 3, fighting all the way to the end, and the last second, depending on some specific detail, the rebound, a shot that doesn't get in. So sometimes you have to live with that, as we were in Panathinaikos the last win, and we won in the last second. I like to see the team fighting all the way to the end. We will keep doing that with Fenerbahce, which is the next one, and whatever we have ahead. Of course, there are just a few matches at home, and we have to take advantage of our public to fight all the way to the end. Any further questions? Okay, that's all. Thank you.
It's hard to find the space I need to contemplate that you're not mine anymore. And I know that I did you wrong, know that I led you on, know that I did you wrong. But I was running blind, and I wish I took the time to really ask you how you feel. So tell me now, how will I know if you really love me? I say a prayer with every heartbeat. I fall in love whenever we meet. How will I know? 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 Oh, can you tell me? I need to know, I need to know. How will I know if you really love me? How will I know? How will I know? How will I know if you really love me? I say a prayer with every heartbeat. I fall in love whenever we meet. How will I know? How will I know? How will I know if you really love me? I say a prayer. Last night all I think about is you. Don't stop, baby, you come on too. Don't ever think about you. You know that I'm never gonna lose. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. Heat waves been faking me out. Can't make you happier now. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. Heat waves been faking me out. Can't make you.
Good evening again. We continue with the press conference. First, an assessment from the coach and then questions. It was a match as we was expecting, a difficult one. It's the fourth one we have this year against Valencia. We know each other quite well. And Valencia has very good players, a very complete team. And you can never think they're not in, because they always get back in. We started, I believe, a bit behind them, but when we started defending a bit with more continuity, we were able to open some gap at the break that finished quite soon after we came out of the locker room, because we forgot to defend again. We went back to doing that. We got back in the game in a serious way, and I believe we were quite well offensively, attacking their changes, reading the defense quite properly. I believe we had over 70% two-pointers, which is something very important about our attack. And they were very much in the match because of their outer game. They get a lot of three-pointers, and they have players that in that sense are really good. They score 15 three-pointers, a lot of them like on last Tuesday, but the difference in the assessment is a lot, quite big. Obviously, we don't play with this assessment, we play with the final result. We have another win. We were able to get an important match and to go back to add a win on a competition like the EuroLeague, which is so difficult, and allow us to be on the high part of the table. We knew it was going to be a very complex match because Valencia is fighting to get on the top 8, and they made it difficult for us, but I'm really happy because we were able to take the match today. We'll start with a set of questions. Please identify yourself and the company that you represent. We have the first one over there. Frank Galvan for Real Madrid Television. Just congratulations for the win. Thank you. What are you more satisfied on with the way your team played? With the collective play, we were able to have 23 assists. We play quite well in a defense that it changes, that is doubling, that is changing and using different defensive resources, and we were able to read the advantages quite well. It's not that we threw from the line very bright, but we selected the throws quite well. That's because we have 70% on two-pointers, which I believe is important. The 23 assists, as I was saying. We have to try and not to lose some silly balls that sometimes makes our existence more difficult. But in general, I'm very happy because to get back from the difficult defeat from the other day, the way it was, with the match quite well, and with three consecutive three-pointers at the end of the match, really help us to keep on trusting in what we're doing and to keep on working. We still have a few matches ahead from the regular league, and we want to be on the highest possible position. We'll keep on trying to get on top 8 as soon as possible. Let's see if we can certify that soon. But there's nothing to there's nothing granted. There are 7 matches, more and more difficult agenda, and we also have the Endesa League, and we know how difficult that is against anyone. Hello, Chus, Marta Casas from Cadena Ser. You were talking about that difference that the team built, but that ended up quite quickly. It's not the first time that the team has an advantage, and in a blink of an eye, that advantage disappears. How much do you think that? Are you worried because of a repetitive problem? I'm not very worried. The lack of concentration at a given moment, I think it didn't happen that often. I believe there were matches that we were increasing the difference, and if you look probably at our basket average, there's a big difference in our favor, of points in our favor, because we were able to enlarge the difference, and specifically, not often, but in specific occasions that happened. In the last few weeks, probably more often, but I don't see that as something that happened throughout the year. I think it's something that happened on a season of 90 matches that happen, and you have to play all 90 of them to win. When you leave, you're not happy, and when you win, you are happy, no matter how the win is. I'm happy because of the win, the way it was, because we were able to win twice the match, and that's true, but we did. And at the end of the day, we have 19-8, which is quite important right now. 18 against a league of 18 teams of the highest level. And that speaks volume on how we're doing things. Any further questions for the coach? Okay, thank you. Good evening.
Sometimes I just can't take it. Sometimes I just can't take it, and it isn't alright. I'm not gonna make it. And I think my shoes untied. I'm like a broken record. I'm like a broken record, and I'm not playing right. Just cynical, how about you kill me? Till you tell me on the heavenly phone. So hold tight. Come on, come on. Oh, come on, come on. Don't let go. Hold tight, hold tight. Oh, it's alright, you said. I got my hands up, shaking just to let you know that you've got a higher power. Got me singing every second, dancing every hour. Oh yeah, you've got a higher power.